As promised in studio, one of my favorite people of all time, straight from Norway. Well, you've been here like 10 years now, but is that right? 10 years?
About.
Okay. Lars Knobloch of Nordic Companies and specifically Nordic Home Inspection. So good morning, Lars. Thanks for being with us again.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Lars, for those people who are new to you and your wonderful Norwegian accent, different than our Midwestern accents, your wonderful Norwegian accent has you from Norway, now in North Dakota, doing home inspections and taking care of people. Give us a grand overview of your companies.
So we are mainly doing residential building inspection and real estate transaction. We also have a division of our company that does environmental work in commercial and residential buildings, as well as we're kind of growing quite a bit with doing commercial buildings now. We have done tons of buildings downtown, for example. Mm-hmm. And
you even did a building that I purchased recently.
We did.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Lars, I talked at our opening segment about a line that you say to home buyers every single day, mm-hmm. and that is it's important to be proactive instead of reactive.
Right.
What do you mean by that?
I mean by that people don't take care of any known maintenance issues they have until it really becomes a problem. And then it's going to cost them much more. So we always tell people to be ahead of the game, be proactive. You know, if your foundation has started to lean, don't let it go too far. You know, brace it before you're going to get even more expensive. If you have negative grade all the way around your house, fix your grade before water is going to end up in your basement. If your paint is peeling around the house, paint it before it's going to start rotting.
So fix the problem if you even see an inkling of it starting, right?
Absolutely.
What would you give me as a recommendation for my hairline? Because it's receding aggressively right now. And are you telling me to shave my head or to buy a hat?
Buy a hat.
Okay. Sounds great. I'm now the realtor with a hat. Looking forward to it. But Lars, there are other things happening right now that are creating major chaos and problems in our industry. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. So every week, especially during the last couple of months here, we had really cold weather and we got several phone calls every week from homeowners living in new construction that has significant condensation issues.
Hold on. So new construction, like new in the last year, new in the last 5 years?
New in the last 5 to 10 years, I would say.
And these are the houses that are built, inspected by city inspectors, and traditionally people don't get home inspections on them, right? Because they're saying, it's brand new, what can go wrong?
Right. And they're built by code. Mm-hmm. You know, and the code says we need to build really energy efficient homes now.
Which means they wrap it in plastic like 9 times over, right?
Yep, insulate it mm-hmm. really well, and but there's no code for having ventilation in the North Dakota side. So without ventilation, you're going to get moisture problems.
So where does that moisture problem start to show itself? Is it on the windows?
Yeah, typically on windows or in the corners of the outside walls or in the doors, any cold surface basically.
Okay.
The problem is the colder surface on the outside walls, the less humidity does it take inside the house before it's going to condense and freeze on those areas.
Okay.
And it's frustrating. Guess what? Every phone call we get like that is coming from Fargo and West Fargo. Do you think we have anything from Moorhead? 0 phone calls.
So why is Minnesota so ahead of the game? What are they doing differently than North Dakota? What they should be doing?
I am not sure. But as of 2000, the city of Moorhead has been going by a ventilation code that actually has some sort of ventilation. That's 18 years ago. Now, since 2015, they're actually requiring a balanced ventilation system, such as a heat exchanger or like an air exchange system that prevents any kinds of condensation problems. The city of Fargo, the codes that the city of Fargo are going by are completely outdated and absolutely should be improved.
So you're saying that people who are buying that new house in Fargo, whether it's a $200,000 house or a $2 million house, maybe has some sweaty windows right now?
Absolutely, you can guarantee it almost without their. And I'm not saying that all the city codes in Fargo are outdated, but the ventilation code is completely outdated and it's causing big problems. People don't understand what's going on because they don't have a device that helps them control the humidity.
So if people are going to be proactive, if you're building a house, you need to make sure that you have an air exchanger, that sort of thing to make sure that the air flows properly, right?
Yep.
That's how we're going to be proactive, but we have to be reactive right now for the last 18 years of homes that are being built. And what options do people have with that, Lars?
Well, there's a number of things you can do to reduce humidity, use your bathroom exhaust fan, use your a direct fan when you're cooking, but mainly install ventilation in your home. It's not too late.
Okay, so to install ventilation in your home, are you saying on the furnace, or are you saying like above the stove, or both?
There's options, as I said, on the air exchange system, or you can even just go in with a regular fresh air vent, bringing fresh air into your return air on your furnace. It doesn't have to be like a $2,500 thing. There's cheaper options out there, and that's something you should consult your HVAC contractor with.
Yeah, certainly neither of us are HVAC contractors, but we've seen a furnace or two in our day, right?
Right.
Lars, I'm thinking about this problem that exists, and even you've been to my house, and I have a large house. It's a brick Rambler built in 1992, so 26 years old now. And my energy bill is always nice and low, but whenever I lift my curtains up, especially in the winter, I have sweaty windows. Right? Why is that? Help me better understand that.
Yeah, so if you are not allowing any air to flow up against your window, you're going to get condensation, no matter what humidity levels you have in the house. So it's always important to bring your blinds in and curtains up, so you're allowing air to circulate on your glass, basically, to prevent condensation from building up.
But the solution probably isn't I crack a window every day for 45 minutes to make sure that my house has enough airflow, right? I'd imagine that in the winter, that's going to be an atrocious energy bill.
Yes, it would.
And so instead, there are some options. And Lars, I want people to talk to you about these options. I want them to find out more about what they need to do. And so these calls that you've been getting the last couple of weeks with the really cold days, what solutions do you provide for those people?
I tell people to install a balanced ventilation system, or there's other options as well. You could install actually a radon reduction system that will greatly help you reduce all the moisture that enters the house every day.
Lars, we just said your favorite word, and that is radon, because, well, it's not a favorite word, but it's a thing that you are so knowledgeable on, and essentially it's high levels of uranium in our soil up in the Red River Valley, and that are the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Look at how smart I sound right now. Thank you. I've listened to you enough where I'm getting this figured out. And radon is a huge problem. I love that you can kill two birds with one stone. You can mitigate your radon, and the Environmental Protection Agency says anything over 4.0, that you should consider mitigation for health and safety reasons. And so you can mitigate your radon and increase your ventilation all at the same time.
You can.
Plus, you get to hang out with Lars, and that's like a lovely little day.
Absolutely.
Isn't that what everybody says? It's a lovely little day with Lars?
Yeah, it is a lovely little day with Lars.
Lars, if people want to talk to you about mitigation, or if they want to have you do a home inspection, even if they're living in their house right now or they're buying or selling, what should they do? How do they reach out to you?
You can give us a call at 701-566-1446 or visit our brand new website, NordicCompaniesInc.com.
Ooh, NordicCompaniesInc.com. Lars Knobloch of Nordic Home Inspection, Nordic Companies. Always great to have you in studio with us. Folks, sounds like you have some sweaty windows and walls, and let's get those taken care of. In the meantime, let's go to break. Head to livefargomoorhead.com right now. Take a look at all the homes on today's market. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.